Well, we all know that ceasefire was announced this afternoon by Colonel Gaddafi, but quite simply, there is no ceasefire. There is fighting still going on in Ashdabia and in the towns of Misrata and Zintan, that is in the west of Libya. It seems pretty clear that certainly in Ashdabia, bombs are still being used and there is heavy artillery also in use. It's clear that for Muammar Gaddafi, that line in the sand will not be drawn anywhere near the crucial crossroads of Ashdabia. Instead, he wants that line in the sand to be drawn somewhere closer to where we are, somewhere closer to Benghazi, the rebel stronghold and the key in this conflict for the last month. For the moment, Benghazi is a very calm place. We're hearing occasional gunfire, small explosions, but certainly no sign at all of that imminent attack that was promised by Colonel Gaddafi just about 24 hours ago.
Now, Philip, you drove today from Libya's eastern border all the way to Benghazi. That's pretty much across the east of Libya, and that's really where the battle is being fought between Gaddafi's forces and the rebels. So can you give us a feel of what the eastern half of the country is like?
Well, Libya essentially is divided into two parts right now. The west controlled largely by Colonel Gaddafi's forces. The east largely controlled by the rebel forces. We drove from the Egyptian border through the town of Tobruk, 160 kilometers from there, all the way to here to Benghazi. A lot of checkpoints on the way. What we saw from very thinly manned checkpoints were a lot of victory signs, a lot of smiles as well. Certainly when we mentioned we were working for a French network, it is, after all, France the only country that has so far recognized the interim council here as the de facto leaders of Libya. But on the way here, we also got ominous signs that all is certainly not well, despite this no-fly zone now in place. We got warnings from people on the way here that we shouldn't use certain roads, certainly not the one that goes from the town of Tobruk to Ashdabia, where heavy fighting is going on right now. We were told to use another route, quite simply because there was bombing going on at the time. We can confirm there was indeed bombing at the time. Here in Benghazi, as I said, certainly no sign whatsoever of an imminent attack, but certainly still a slightly nervous atmosphere, despite it being a little bit more optimistic because of what happened at the UN Security Council in New York.